Every day, something dramatic happens in the Caribbean that affects our lives. We'll give you the details. We'll give you the facts on Caribbean Perspective with Eddie Frederick. Here's Eddie Frederick.
Welcome to Caribbean Perspective. So glad you can join us. The story that dominates in today's edition for Wednesday, 23rd July 2025, and brought to you in association with our friends at Antillean Group. Guyana features in I-ADB 2024 report of countries with highest levels of poverty and poverty rates in Latin America and the Caribbean. Details after this important message.
Believe in our strength, we'll stand by you. Protection from all perils big and small. Reassurance we give, it's so glad to see. Peace of mind, that's our service guarantee. We look after all our family. Yes, we do at every opportunity.
Antillean Group, underwriters of all classes of insurance solutions for your protection and investment. Live well financially.
Is now upon us, so we as Caribbean people need to remember to think safety and be prepared. Avoid venturing outside during a storm or hurricane, especially if there are strong winds. Rooftops and other debris are often blown about and can cause great damage.
Welcome back. Despite being one of the fastest growing economies in the hemisphere due to its recent oil wealth, Guyana features on a list of countries with the most poverty in the hemisphere. Tiana Cole of HGP Nightly News tells us which reputable international organization reports on this.
Our titled, quote-unquote, 10 Findings About Poverty in Latin America and the Caribbean identifies Venezuela, Honduras, Guatemala, and Guyana as the four nations where more than half of the population lives in poverty, and over 30% face extreme poverty. These statistics place Guyana in a troubling category, especially when compared to countries like Chile and Uruguay, which report poverty rates of 11% and 14% respectively. Quote unquote, if one's policy objectives were to reduce the number of countries with high rates of poverty, these are obvious candidates, the report noted. The findings are alarming given that Guyana began commercial oil production in 2020 and has since recorded significant economic growth. According to the International Monetary Fund, IMF, the country's real GDP expanded by more than 100% between 2020 and 2024, fueled by offshore crude exports. However, the I-ADB data indicates that this growth has not yet translated into meaningful poverty alleviation for much of the population. The World Bank, in its separate analysis, warned that all sectors' capital-intensive nature often limits direct job creation, leaving large sections of the population vulnerable, particularly those in rural and interland communities. The I-ADB noted that while high poverty rates can make it easier to target social assistance, since the poor makes up more of a larger portion of the population, this also underscores the urgency of expanding effective and transparent poverty reduction programs. With poverty and inequality remaining high, citizens and civil society groups have been increasingly vocal in calling for greater investments in education, healthcare, housing, and job creation across all regions of the country. Tiana Cole reporting for the HGP Nightly News.
The Trinidad and Tobago Police Service has responded to claims by former Prime Minister Dr. Keith Rowley, who alleged he was flagged on an Interpol watch list during recent travels. TTT News has more.
During a media conference streamed from his home on Monday, Dr. Rowley called for an explanation, suggesting it was a deliberate move to tarnish his reputation. But the TTPS said thorough checks via its Interpol bureau found no such listing, no alerts, no warrants, and no flags under Dr. Rowley's name. The TTPS also stated it never submitted any information to Interpol regarding Dr. Rowley and stressed that Interpol listings require judicial or prosecutorial input, not political direction. The police service reaffirmed its independence, saying there is no evidence to support claims of political interference and urged responsible, fact-based public discourse. TTT News reached out to the ministers with responsibility for national security for comment and is currently awaiting a response.
Jamaica Labour Party intensifies its political campaign activities in northeast Manchester. More in this TVJ News item.
The country is anxiously awaiting the day the Prime Minister will announce the next general election date. With the last election held on September 3, 2020, many believe the election could be called in a matter of weeks. In northeast Manchester Saturday afternoon, signs that the JLP is increasing campaign activities with Deputy Leader Desmond McKenzie at the helm. First, he took jabs at opposition leader Mark Golding over his behavior at a recent PNP meeting, which led him to use an expletive.
How can you compare my Prime Minister with this man? Yo. Andrew Holness don't need to test a microphone. Andrew Holness don't need to use a microphone to broadcast his message to the people of Jamaica. The people of Jamaica is living it every day of their lives.
In going further, he explained that the PNP's strategy is only to criticize the government, leading to this comment.
Hate this, hate that, six of that. Everybody, how much bank book man have and all them things like them love man. You know what one of them tell me? A comrade tell me that them know the ministry, that they are going to work. And they already identify the drapes and the carpet that them will put in the office. Can you imagine? Election no call. And the only thing they can think about is putting drapes and carpet in the office. They're not talking about how you're going to do better than what the Jamaica Labour Party has been doing.
Now, the tour was centered around the JLP's new candidate for the constituency, Audrey Marks, who will be taking over from long-serving MP Audley Shaw.
He has been going at it all day with all of us here just to show our appreciation and to call on you to turn out on that day.
You're listening to Caribbean Perspective with Eddie Frederick,
in association with our friends at
Antillian Group, underwriters of all classes of insurance solutions for your protection and investment. Live well financially.
The Free National Movement of the Bahamas candidate selection process heats up. Details in this ZNS News report.
From business to politics, no word yet on whether former Free National Movement Member of Parliament for Bamboo Town, Randall Wells, would be the party's standard bearer for that constituency. Sources deep within the Free National Movement suggest that the former Minister of Health under the previous Minister administration may have been the latest F&M nominee to be axed during the party's recent caucus last week, Thursday. Former Free National Movement Cabinet Minister Randall Wells will not deny or confirm his nomination when contacted by ZNS News on the matter, but close sources indicate that the reported announcement to reject Wells from the ticket during a recent meeting at the F&M headquarters last week has created another point of contention within the party. Free Nation Movement leader Michael Pintar told ZNS News he's more concerned about discussing the issues relevant to the Bahamian people. He remains tight-lipped on the situation involving Wells. Further pressed on the issue during a phone call yesterday, the F&M leader responded this way.
I have a problem when ZNS is interested in speaking to us primarily about what they may perceive to be controversial matters, as opposed to when we are particularly interested in talking about what the issues are and having them carry those issues.
Reports say tensions remain high between F&M leadership and some constituency associations over recent candidate selections, with the recent rejection of former Prime Minister the Honourable Hubert Minnis in Killarney and the party's decision to ratify former F&M Cabinet Minister Darren Henfield over Jamal Moss in South Beach. But as a political season heats up, Bahamians around the country are watching this political theatre unfold. Many of the residents we spoke with want new political leadership and change.
I'd rather just see whoever's better for the country, who's going to put the people interests, whether it be FNM, PLP, or whoever. That's what I'm all about.
You see them run before election time. Then when they don't get in power, you don't see them till almost time for election again, so that ain't making no sense. So, real leaders, let me put it like that, they want to see real leaders, not no carbon copy leaders, real leaders, who want to help the community.
The thing is, the candidates who we choose this time should be more on-hand people person.
Well, I like to see candidates who could actually live up to their name and live up to the standard to help all Bahamians. Don't care what party goes in.
The Free Nation Movement ratified 17 candidates last month, and the party will soon announce 22 more candidates in the coming weeks as the party prepares for the next general election. FNM party officials insist that it's important new faces are brought to the fold, including women. The party is also welcoming input from party veterans as part of its renewed platform.
Haitian powerhouse Reginald Bolos arrested by ICE in Miami. More in this Analytic Lens report.
In a shocking turn of events, one of Haiti's most powerful businessmen, Reginald Bolos, has been arrested by U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement and is now behind bars in Miami. Born in 1956 in the United States, Reginald Bolos is no ordinary figure, a prominent Haitian businessman, a medical doctor by training, and former president of Haiti's National Chamber of Commerce. His name commands influence across business and politics alike, which is why news of his arrest has left many stunned and confused. According to Gazette Haiti, ICE apprehended Bolos this past Friday in Miami. Their post stated, "He will sleep in prison tonight in the USA alongside other undocumented Haitians, the most humble ones pursued by the Trump administration." The post implies immigration-related reasons for the arrest, though as of now, U.S. authorities have not released any official statement regarding the specific charges or cause of detention. But here's where things get strange. According to public records and biographical data, Reginald Bolos was born in the United States, making him a U.S. citizen by birth. So why would a U.S. citizen be arrested by ICE, an agency tasked with detaining undocumented immigrants and enforcing immigration law? Without official details, speculation fills the vacuum. Could it be an identity mix-up, a business-related warrant, or is there a deeper, undisclosed federal investigation underway? For now, all we know is that Bolos is reportedly being held at Miami Federal Detention Center, a facility known for housing both federal detainees and high-profile immigration cases. The lack of transparency raises more questions than answers. Haitian media is closely watching the situation, but until ICE or federal authorities confirm the charges, everything remains speculation. With Bolos's history of political involvement in Haiti, including his controversial ties to reform movements and past presidential aspirations, this arrest could ripple far beyond Miami. Whether this is a political maneuver, a legal misstep, or a misunderstanding, time will tell. What's certain is this: when a man as influential as Reginald Bolos is arrested in the U.S., it's not just a personal scandal, it's a geopolitical headline.
I am Eddie Frederick. This has been Caribbean Perspective, a whole new approach to highlighting developments in the Caribbean.
In the meantime, please follow us on Facebook and subscribe to our YouTube channel for daily regional news and more, in association with our friends at Antillian Group.
Believe in our strength, we'll stand by you. Protection from all perils, big and small. Reassurance we give, it's so glad to see. Peace of mind, that's our service guarantee. We look after all our family. Yes, we do at every opportunity.
Antillian Group, underwriters of all classes of insurance solutions for your protection and investment. Live well financially.